program coordinator of the Mendocino County Fire Safe Council, which is part of the RCD in a certain way. I'm an employee of the RCD, but we are an independent nonprofit. I have a very formal slideshow here that I'm going to really zip through, so maybe you don't even bother looking at it, but I'll be quick. I called my talk Community Organizing in Rural Mendocino, for Fire Resilience in Rural Mendocino County. I kind of wished after I sent this to Britta that I had called it mobilizing, because community organizing to me sounds like it's a political thing or something. And I think this is an opportunity for us to develop our communities. I mean, not just an opportunity, it's a necessity for us to build our communities. What we can give and what we need. That is what this is all about. We're in unprecedented times, but it's also pretty exciting because we have to figure out how to do this, and it has to be done together. So I'm going to talk about fire safe councils and also prescribed burn associations, which is very exciting and mostly still in our heads, but is actually happening. So I'm going to start Mendocino County Fire Safe Council. We are a nonprofit 501c3. We have a mission to inform, empower, and mobilize county residents to survive and thrive in wildfire-prone environments, which is an exciting mission. We do three main things. We educate the communities best we can for fire preparedness. We develop plans for and find funding to do fuels management projects in preparation for fire, and then we also facilitate the development of local neighborhood fire safe councils, which is what I'm going to be talking about today. Neighborhood fire safe councils are local groups. They start in neighborhoods. They are all volunteer for the most part, unless we get a grant. Sometimes there's a paid position managing a grant. Recent growth has been exponential. A year ago, there were about somewhere around six active neighborhood fire safe councils. Now there's somewhere around 60. I don't even know how many there are, but there's a lot. And we have, every month, we have meetings in Ukiah. Every other month, it's the leadership of neighborhood fire safe councils. If you're interested in starting one, I would recommend coming. That's on Wednesday next, the 28th of August, 10 o'clock at the Ukiah Civic Center Fire Training Room. The why, we probably all know this, but we live in an extremely diverse place. We have really diverse communities with little micro communities within them, and we have extremely diverse ecosystems here in Mendocino County, and nobody's the expert on fire in these. We're in unprecedented times on top of that, so the local residents, we are the experts, and it's up to us to do something about it. The who or the how, residents of neighborhoods and homeowners associations, road associations are usually or often where neighborhood fire safe councils come out of. There's already some reason why people are sort of organized or know each other, but the scale can be larger or smaller. It can be on the scale of a town. It can be just 5 homes that are somewhere way out there to think about it. So the choice of who to include in neighborhood fire safe council, again, it's up to those that know best, who are the people in your neighborhood. And how formal it should be is also up to you. If you call yourself a fire safe council, you and your neighbors get together, you call yourself a fire safe council, you're a fire safe council. You can also be very formal. You could get official certification as a fire-wise community. You might get a break on your fire insurance. There's hoops to jump through if you want more structure for your organization. What you do, you prepare for fire, for the eventual or maybe inevitable fire. That includes educating each other, maybe making a phone tree, mapping your water sources, coming up with a list of what you have and what people have and what they need, and potentially developing a vision for some larger fuel management project and finding grant funding to implement it. And the Mendocino County Fire Safe Council, that's what we do. We take plans that originate in neighborhoods and we combine them into large grant applications, and we've been quite successful so far in getting funding to implement them. The how, very basically, you talk to your neighbors, you get to know your neighbors, what you have, what your capacities are, what your weaknesses, risks are. You come up with your priority list of what you're going to do, and you do it. Pretty simple. The doing may, again, be a large fuel management project. It may not. It might be just compiling a list have and what you're going to do in an emergency. There's a lot of information, and every day tons more information on fires and fire preparation. I recommend our website for local information. It's evolving quickly, return, but firesafemendocino.org is our Mendocino County Fire Safe Council website. Come to our meetings. They are the fourth Wednesday of every month in Ukiah. And mostly just talk about it. Obviously, we're all learning from each other. We are all the experts. The personal stories in this room are actually far better informed than most of the stuff you're going to find on the internet. So this kind of forum is obviously invaluable. There's nothing more important than an experience that actually happened here and from the person that was there. Moving on quickly, prescribed burn associations. What is a prescribed burn association? It's a group of landowners and possibly agency folks, people that have skills, time to get involved, getting together to collaboratively burn. It's an old model, or at least it's based on an old model. This is how burning used to happen. It is still popular in the Midwest. It's pretty much non-existent, has been in California for the last 50 years, but it is enjoying a revival. There's one prescribed burn association in Humboldt County that's been quite active. We've done several burns for each burn season in the last year and a half. And then there are several half dozen others of us that are in the process. I think there are 3 of us that say we actually are a prescribed burn association. We haven't done anything yet, but it's going to happen. The why, we all probably know it. Fire is fundamental. We can't escape it. It has benefits ecologically and culturally, rangeland obviously. And if fire suppression is failing, which I would say there's indications that our strategy of fire suppression is failing. So if fire is inevitable, then better that we introduce it on our own terms. Better that we burn in May or October, but not an October day that has 50-mile-an-hour winds. Single-digit humidity, obviously, but those right times, burn at the time when we have a chance of controlling it. So that's the why. What can we do? It's a pooling resources. You bring what you have. Local fire departments will be intricately involved. People who happen to have a water tender can bring your water tender. We can also maybe get grants, build a burn trailer that we can bring that'll have tools so that people can show up and get tools they need to participate. And we're pooling knowledge, of course, as well. And we can also help with the plan, the permitting, and then the implementation. As we all learn more, the organization will bring more and more expertise. We can help navigate the liability issues. Liability is obviously huge, and we don't have time to talk about it tonight, but that's what we're working on right now, is sort of setting up a system, an organizational structure that mitigates the liability issues as best as possible. And again, building that local expertise and doing it in a way that is effective from where we are locally, with the knowledge, with neighbors, people that live there, with the landowner who knows that land and knows what they want. So finally, the Mendocino Prescribed Burn Association. We've had one steering committee meeting. Kyle's on the steering committee. We had a good time. We are currently working on our documents that will make us some sort of entity. We are very fortunate to have both local landowners that have burned, have experience burning, have continued to burn. We also happen to have the CAL FIRE's burn boss, retired CAL FIRE burn boss, Mendocino's EMP burn boss, on our steering committee involved. He has a lot of expertise burning, and he also has the ability to be a licensed burn boss, which means he can get burn insurance, which is huge. So we're actually pretty well positioned in Mendocino County, which is what makes us feel confident, I think, to move ahead with this. So we're lucky, and that we will share them with neighboring prescribed burn associations, of course. We will be accepting membership once we figure out what that really means. We're devising this document. It's a memorandum of understanding. It will be signed by all members. There will be organizational members like the Fire Safe Council, and Cooperative Extension probably will be our two organizational founding members. But then anybody who participates in the burn, any landowner who's having burning happening on their land will be members. And we'll kind of all be members. We'll all sign the same document. And we'll probably charge each other $25 to participate, just so that we have a little bit of funds and show some commitment. And we are planning our first prescribed burn for this fall, weather permitting, of course. We have an opportunity to do it in collaboration with the Prescribed Burn Association. It's just slightly more experienced or more developed in Sonoma County. That's also been helping us with our paperwork, hiring a lawyer to help us devise our document. That burn will be happening sometime after the first rain, first good 1-inch rain, good drenching. So stay tuned. If the public will be invited, or you'll still probably have to register, but the landowner is very gracious and bold and wants people to experience it, and that's rare in prescribed fire. So we will be announcing that, and people can come, and it'll be like a weekend of food, and it has an amazing campground area below it, so you can watch it happen.
Is it forest land or grassland?
It is mixed. It is actually pretty complex burn for a first burn. It wasn't what I had in mind. I wouldn't choose it for the Mendocino Prescribed Burn Association, but they have more experience down there with this NGO that's been burning in Sonoma County, and the landowner is the right landowner, and this is the best place, the best, easiest burn on his property. It's not easy. It's extremely steep. It's mixed. Some grassland, some brush, conifer. It's westerly facing, however, southwest will face, and the wind is hitting it right on. So hopefully after that first rain, we can, and there's a road all the way around it. It's the only place on this property. It's the only place on 20,000 acres that has that. So yeah, it's a perfect burn, and it will be exciting to watch. Promise. That's it.
I noticed you didn't mention the air quality control.
I didn't mention the air quality. Air quality is an issue, but our air quality district manager, Barbara Mode, has expressed her support. We actually have the lowest cost of air quality permits anywhere in Mendocino County for whatever reason. We're charged $17. Humboldt County, it's $1,500. So we have things.
CDF is having problems with communicating with them, so.
Yeah, well, I could have put that as another thing that the PBA hopefully can do. We'll develop a relationship, and yeah. Yeah, more to say about that?
Oh, it's CAL FIRE now. I know them by CDF.
You use CAL FIRE rather than the district, yeah. So we still need to do a smoke management permit through the district. But if we burn in the winter time after the fire season, we get a permit through CAL FIRE. A lot of details there.
So the intention of this prescribed burn that you're doing in a forest land is just to burn the brush underneath and leave the trees intact?
That's one objective. One primary one, though, for ranchers is to improve the forage, whatever that means, and that might be to get rid of particular species that are not good forage, like Medusa head, late cereal grasses that cows don't eat. You burn it, and late cereal meaning they seed after other species. So if you burn in the spring, after better species have already dropped their seeds, but the bad plants are holding their seeds up where they'll be burned. So a lot of grassland, which is tends to be an easier burn. We'll probably focus on grasslands a bit as we use our training wheels. Yeah.
How do we follow it? How do we know when it's happening?
You send me an email. I have a pocket full of cards. We had a workshop that some of you were at this spring down at Hopland Cooperative Extension. It was very well attended. There were 100 people there. Everybody was really excited. I was ready to just get everyone involved. Let's do this. And then I realized trying to figure out how to develop our documents or liability issues with 100 people that are really passionate but don't necessarily have specific things to contribute was not maybe the best first move. But I have that list, as I was telling someone who was there. I do intend to send it out, and I will be compiling a list of interested people to communicate with, and hopefully we'll be better with that, or starting that in the next couple of weeks.
Great, thank you so much.